Hey guys, Chip here. Today I want to kind of go over how to create this opening of a box that has a ledge inside of it and a lid, and do it all non-destructively and with modifiers, and do it fairly quickly. It's a little bit complex, so if you want to follow along, just watch the video, but then I've got this web page set up and you can just kind of go here and check out the web page, and it kind of walks all the way through all the different permutations that you might want to use to create this. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start out with a box, but actually you can start out with lots of different shapes as you see in the title image. And I'm going to make sure that the scale is set to 1, object, apply scale. Now I'm going to call this is going to be called cube. I'll just call it cube for now. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate it, Shift D, and then right click to just leave it in place. Now I have another one. I'm going to call this one 1-offset. Okay, so that means that I'm going to make this one, I'm going to shrink it S, move it up, and kind of move it forward. And I just want to make it so that it's going to represent the actual opening and cutout of what I want things to be. And once I get that with Bool Tools turned on, and we remember in preferences there's an add-on called Bool Tools, so it's right there. So once I do that, I'll go into the Edit tab over here, and there is the brush boolean and auto boolean, and we want to use the brush boolean. So with this selected and this selected, right? So what I'm going to do is I have the main box is the last one selected. I hit this difference button, right? So that's the same thing as doing Control minus. And what it does, it creates a boolean modifier for this object and sets it to this, and then it hides this. So it does a bunch of different things. So anyway, that's how we create. And that's going to be, let's just move it up a little bit. That's going to be our object. And I'm going to, with this selected, it's probably not necessary, but if we're going to add some other things to it, I'm going to Control A and set the scale of that to 1 now. Now I'm going to take this object being selected and Shift D and duplicate it. Okay, and this one is going to be called 2-solidify. Okay, and with it, I want to first go into my object properties, and under viewport display, you'll see it set to bounds. Let's just set to wire. Now you can do the same thing. By the way, I've got my face orientation selected and turned on, and I'm going to turn that off. So you can do the same thing, setting to wire, by using the Kit Ops toggle VP display, and it will actually toggle the display from wire to bounds to solid based on Control Alt Shift Z. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Control Alt Z, Z, Z. So that's, look here, wire, bounds, textured. So that's what I'm going to do. So I want this to be at wire for the solidify one, and I'm going to go ahead here and add a modifier. Of course, we're going to add the solidify modifier, and I'm going to set this offset to 0. And now I'm going to look at this from the very front view, 5 Z, let's see, actually it's from the back view, and I'm going to go in the wireframe, and I'm going to adjust this. Now this is going to be actually the width of the ledge from the inside. So as you can see, it's going on the inside and the outside. So this dimension right between here, right in between these two points, is going to be the width and the depth of the ledge. So just so you know, that's what that's going to be. Okay, now we're going to take this main cube, and we're going to Shift D again, right click, and leave it in position. We're going to rename this one 3-intersect. And with this, I'm going to basically go into its modifiers, and I'm going to change this to intersect, and I'm going to change the object to 2-solidify. And then with this object still selected, I'm going to move it down just a little bit, and I'm going to move it in just a little bit. And let's look at this. And you can see now that we now have this nice little ledge already created for us. Now, if I want to adjust this ledge, I just go into the solidify object, right? And I can just change this dimension here, and I can go to the intersect object, and I can drop it down and move it in or out as much as I want. So if I want a real, wide but yet thin kind of piece, I can do it like this. So I can do things like add other modifiers, like a bevel modifier. I'm going to select the cube object, add modifier. I'm going to say bevel, and you can see how that looks right there. It doesn't quite look right, but I'm going to change this to segments 8. Remember, it's either 1 or 8. It's never 2, 3, or 4 or 5. Whenever you're doing beveling, always stick with either a bevel of 1 or a bevel of 8. And it has to do with generating smoothing artifacts down the line. And I'm going to change this to a real small number, something like this, because I know it's going to have to fit in some of these other areas. So I'll just change it like this. Now, I can just leave it like that. That kind of works fine, but I may want to stick it up here. And when I do that, see how that works nicely in that area. Okay, and the other thing I can do is I can click over here with this on cube and hold the shift key and click up here. Now I've got everything selected, right? And now I go back into this bevel modifier and I can say copy to selected, right? So you can do that as well. So when I copy it to selected, I'm going to get this sort of a look. And what you might want to do is go to that last intersect object and again move that bevel up to the top. So now that stays really sharp there, yet these bevels are applied correctly. Okay, now I've removed all the bevels because I want to go in and show you the lid, and I don't want the bevels to be part of the issue as we create the lid, but you can actually do this with bevels already enabled. So let's get started. First, I'm going to take all of these objects and I'm going to say move, and I'm going to create a new collection. I'm going to call it base. And then with base, I'm going to right click up here and I'm going to say duplicate collection, and I'm going to call this lid. And I'm going to take this base and I'm going to turn it off. So now we're just working with lid. So I'm going to select the cube, which is cube 001, which is the new one we just created for the lid. And instead of a difference, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say intersect. And we have this. And with this selected up here, I'm going to hold the control key down and select intersect. And now that's the main one. So I'm going to click here again to select the cube. So now the cube is our main object in the intersect. And with our modifiers panel showing, I'm going to come back over here into the edit palette and I'm going to once again add a brush boolean difference like this. And you can see it added a boolean right here, difference. The object is that 3 intersect 001. And then I'm going to go over here and you can see we've got pretty much the lid's almost done. I'm going to grab this solidify right here and I'm just going to hit the X button to delete it. And now that is our lid. So let's take the lid and we're going to actually set the pivot point. So here's the lid. I'm going to turn on the base and I'll go into wireframe and I'll select this cube. So there's our lid and that's the base. And we want the pivot point to be up here for this object, but it's down here. So we'll go options, origins, and I'll hit the G button and I'm going to move it up to something right about there. And I'll go back up here and I'll turn off origins. Now with the lid cube object selected, I'm going to hold the shift key down and click up here. So I've got everything selected and I'll go to object, parent, object. Okay, and let's go ahead now and look at this whole thing. And you can see what we've done now is with the cube selected again, just by itself, I can say R, X, and I can tilt this back and forth. Now, one of the issues that you'll see is that we really don't have a good parting line here. So what we need to do to fix that is we go into the one offset 001, and I'm going to go into its modifier panel, and let's go ahead and add a displace. And let's set that to 0. And then I'm going to hold the shift key down and just drag very slightly a little smaller until I get kind of the parting line dimension that I want. And that looks about right. Now when we select the cube and we select RX, we see this opens quite nicely. And for some of you, we may be done. So for some of you may say, okay, this is good, but I don't want just a shelf in here. I want this whole box open on the inside. So how do we do that? So first I want to point out that if I click on this 3 intersect object and hit G, it's actually a separate object, right? So we want to Boolean union that with the cube. So I'm going to select that and I'll shift select this and I'll go over here and say brush Boolean union. Now I've got that done. Then I'm going to take the cube and I'm going to shift D, duplicate that, and right click, and I'm going to name that cube inside, and I'm going to remove all the modifiers. So I'll hit delete all. I can just hit them right here, just delete here, or I could use the delete all. So I've got their modifiers removed, and I'm going to add a displace modifier. And again, I'm going to go strength 0, and I'm going to hold the shift key down, and I'm going to move in something like this so I can see how I want this thickness to be. And now with that selected and our exterior cube selected, I'm going to basically do another Boolean difference. And now you can see that we have our interior opened up. And again, if I click on cube inside and change this strength, I can make this as thin or thick as I want it to be. So that's really it. Hope you enjoyed this little mini tutorial on this neat feature. I think I'm going to do some more like this that talk about using some kind of modifier workflow to create some cool details. Thanks for watching. See you online. Bye.